Next up, at UFC Baku, we have Nazim Sadykhov taking on Nikolas Motta in another pretty wide odds kind of fight here. We have Nazim Sadykhov 10-1 in his career, 4-0-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that upset win over Ismail Bonfim. He's taking on Nikolas Motta 15-5 in his career, 3-1-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that straightforward win over Mahashete. I mentioned these odds are kind of wide, and that's not necessarily because I don't believe in Nazim Sadykhov, because he is actually very, very good. It's just that Nikolas Motta is also pretty good. Nikolas Motta is a good striker. He's fast. He's explosive. He's athletic. He moves pretty well. He's got good speed. He has solid takedown defense also at 82% that allows him to get loose with the striking. He's not worried about takedowns coming his way. He does a good job being patient and then pouring it on when he needs to. He just beat the absolute shit out of Mahashete in that last fight. But Nazim is the A side here. He's also the more than 4-1 favorite. And that's because he's a good kickboxer. He also has good speed. He's got good power. He's not reckless. Everything he does is clean and technical. The one time he was reckless, he had his back taken and he was submitted. He hasn't made that mistake since. He had an interesting career in the UFC because he's had a few firefights. He's had a couple of showcase fights. Most recently, showcase fight. He TKO win over Ismail Bonfim, where Nazim Sadykhov was the underdog. Nikolas Motta is very dangerous, mostly because of that lightning fast speed. He's got some real powers there. And while Motta probably has the speed advantage, I think Sadykhov is just overall better. I think he's more technical. I think he has the better footwork. I think he mixes in takedowns really, really well. I think he's better across the board. Therefore, I think he wins. And as long as he manages range, right, all the way in or all the way out, as long as he does that well and doesn't play the Motta speed game, then Nazim Sadykhov should absolutely win this fight. He's going to be the pick, and I think these odds are probably on point. What do you think, Joseph T?
Yeah, I don't know if they're on point, but I do think Sadykhov is just better everywhere. Is Motta live to land clean? We've seen Sadykhov get rocked in fights. Like, Evan Elder was going belt to ass on him in the fight until that doctor stoppage, and that was one night that ruined it because I could have had a perfect card parlay, but fucking doctors. But I think Motta's more of if you're playing 100 lineups in your big GPPs, he's definitely going to be a sprinkle. Because if he wins by any method, he's going to pay off the tag. But he's primarily a finisher. So he's going to, maybe 10x his price, especially if he gets a finish. So more of a deep GPP play. Motta, definitely keep him in your fighter pool. But I think Nazim is the side, though. Like, how much is he going to score? I don't know. But to me, he's safe to play. I think he can still score between mid-80 to high potential would have finished maybe 115 points. So I think he's safe to play.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Nikolas Motta is very good. I got a lot of respect for Nikolas Motta. I think he's a very good fighter. I've picked him as a dog a couple of times. I just think, listen, there's only one best fighter in the world, right? Not everybody can be the best fighter in the world or the best fighter in their division. And while Nikolas Motta, I do think is very good, and I do think he's just underrated, he's not the best fighter in this division, and he's not the better fighter in this matchup. I think Nazim is, but that doesn't mean Nikolas Motta sucks. So if you are on the Motta side, there's no argument to be had because he can absolutely win this fight. He's got speed. He's got power. And sometimes that will trump just clean technique. Nazim Sadykhov, $9,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. You are going to need a finish for that to cover because while he may work in a couple of takedowns, it's not going to be enough. It's not Merab. It's not 25 takedowns where he's going to rack up 5. So he'll get a few takedowns. It'll add 10 points to the overall total. And I think you're going to need Nazim to floor Nikolas Motta here or to go wrestle heavy for him to cover that salary. So that's going to be up to you. But if you want to check out what the Fight Simulator has to say, what DraftKings Optimizer has to say, what the artificial intelligence has to say, and who that pick, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. It's $10 for an entire month's worth of access. We got a couple of more comments here. The judges will be on the Nazim side. They may be. I mean, he's a New Yorker, but he technically is an Azerbaijanian, so that is his home country. Like if I fought in Italy, I mean, I'm Italian. I actually have an Italian passport, but I grew up here. I'm an American. So yeah, technically speaking, that is his home country, and they may absolutely be on his side. I don't know if it goes through decision though, especially if Motta's having a ton of success, it might not go to decision. Hoopsy says Angelo's looking buff. Yeah, no shit.
What do you think the over-under is? Like 1.5?
God damn it, Joey. I'm like flexing and showing off my muscles. You didn't say fuck all. The over-under, what a joke. I think. Well, let me see what I put on the website. Please hold, because we put all the round leans on the website. Nazim Sadykhov. It's a 2.5, and I did the under.
Oh, I got 1.5. Damn it.
We did bet online, and it was 2.5, and I picked the under, as did Bet Sam and Artem. They all went with the under.
I agree with that. So if you're leaning the under, then there's a very good chance that Sadykhov could be worth it at 94.
I correct. It's just a matter of when, because Oban Elliott, who we broke down early on this card, he had a come from behind second round knockout. He didn't score a lot of points in that because it happened late, and he didn't have a ton of success in the first round. So, 94 is just a ton of money to spend. This could be a weird fight, but yeah, certainly if you think it's going that way, then for sure.